I have a feeling I'm going to be laughing the whole time. So this is going to be hard. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I have Mr. Luke Lucier with, is it Tactical Speed or Luke's Life?
It's Luke's Life again. We changed it back, you know. The Tactical Speed brand is still a thing that we haven't really done much with yet. But I wanted the channel to be more like about me, you know what I mean? Like
and
not necessarily all cars.
Yeah, just less about tactical speed, right?
Right, you know, it's just Luke's Life, you know. So whether it's cars or some crazy trip for me and my wife, you know, it's a variety.
It's more of a personal vlog in cars.
Exactly.
Right. Well, Mr. Luke Lucier has been my best friend since, God, high school, which is not that long ago, but every time we turn around, it's getting further and further away.
Believe it or not, it's been quite a long time.
I know, 10 years.
That's pretty crazy.
9 years for you.
Getting old.
I know. It's it sucks. We're getting closer and closer to 30. Luke's been happily married, approaching the 4-year mark.
Yep.
So I was very lucky to be a part of their life up to this point, and also in that wedding that I will never forget.
Oh yeah, that was a wild night.
Yeah,
we weren't there at the end, but I heard it went till like 5 a.m.
Well, I mean, I do recall a family member of yours and another family member of yours sitting in a Huracan, hammered, in the garage.
It happens, you know.
With open wine glasses.
Yeah, just throwing that stuff everywhere. You know?
I was terrified. I think you were a little scared too that there was going to end up some wine being poured at that moment.
Yeah, you know, moments like that are the ones you got to look back on and be like, you know, it's just a car. You know, just you got to enjoy it, you know?
Yeah, I hear you. Well, today I have Luke here just to talk more about his experience with YouTube, what he's been going through to get his channel to where it is. I think right now he's over 100,000 subscribers.
Yep, just hit, I could tell you. We'll give you a real-time number here, guys.
Real-time number.
Real-time number. We have 101,908 subscribers. So thank you to everyone who has subscribed this far. I'm really excited to get my silver plaque.
And when does that come in?
I have no idea. I haven't even, like, you have to, like, I guess go on there and place the order or request it. I don't know, but
I'd be really surprised if they don't make you pay for it.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of, you know.
I mean, at that point, it's like more of an accomplishment. Who cares? But it's like YouTube. I have 100,000 subscribers. You should be sending me a plaque.
I'm definitely willing to pay for it because as stupid as this sounds, I should say, I really started a YouTube channel because I wanted the plaque. Kind of like I want to break a Guinness World Record just to hang it on the wall. I don't know what record that would be, but
well, you could maybe have got the Guinness World Record for the shortest amount of time to get to 101,000, but I don't know.
No, because there's people like, you know, Mr. Beast and those kind of channels that they can post one video like, hey, I'm making an alternate channel, and they'll be at 100,000 in 10 minutes. You know what I mean? True. So it's like, but that's you know.
Well, I think I checked like last Tuesday. Maybe last Tuesday or something like that, and you're like 99,000. So between a Tuesday and today is Thursday, the following week, you've already went up like another 1,500.
Yeah, another
1,900.
Yeah, another couple thousand. Yep.
Which is crazy, and I'm sitting here with 99 subscribers or 98, and I'm like, oh, I got 3 this week. I'm proud of that. And then I look at other people's stuff, and I'm like, oh, they just got 1,500 in 3 days or in 5 days. I'm like, one day.
Well, you got to start somewhere, you know. Like I went through the same thing you did, you know, and that was definitely a time where, you know, you're putting a lot of effort in, a lot of money into making videos, and when you get, you know, 10 views or, you know, 1 subscriber a week or something, you know, some numbers like that, it can be very discouraging. But you have to look at the light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because all it takes is one video. You know, and that's what happened with my channel. I mean, I'll be the first to admit, my views on other videos do not reflect 100,000 subscribers. But I had one video that hit 60 million views.
Wow.
And
what was that video of?
So one of my very, very good friends in Vegas, also a very well-known YouTuber, we were out making videos, doing our thing, and I believe it was the week of SEMA, and we had his Huracan STO that he just bought from some other YouTubers, the Dobre brothers. And we were doing a promo for his channel with a flamethrower, and
that sounds like fun.
Yeah, so it was already fun getting paid to play with a flamethrower, right? So we're out there, we're making these videos, doing the flamethrower, and the STO just happens to be there, and he goes, oh, should I light it on fire, right? Just the front end. It's fully PPF'd, right?
And who thinks of lighting a $500,000 Lamborghini with a flamethrower?
I mean, when you have cars like that, like we're talking about a guy who's got a Koenigsegg, Bugatti, you know, it's like at that point it's just an STO, right? And it's not going to hurt anything, you know. Like it didn't damage it, right?
I'm sure he knew that at that very moment that it wasn't going to damage it, or he was just hoping it wouldn't.
100%. You know, we were surprised when it stayed on fire for like a second. We had to like rush over there and like wait, like blow it out, kind of. You know, we were like smacking the car with like hats and stuff, trying to, you know, put some air on it to blow it out. That was a pretty epic video, and you know, I just
55 million views.
I think we're at 60 million now.
Well, I know the video came back out later and got another good chunk of views too.
Yeah. So I wanted to see if we could do it twice. You know, just because the algorithm, it's like a game to play. You know, like is this just something like we got lucky one time? That was a crazy video, right?
Okay, listen, YouTube, I'm working my butt off trying to get my name out there. So whatever algorithm we're playing, put me in it.
Yeah, no kidding. That the struggle is real with that. It's very frustrating, you know, talking like that, you know. Because even with 100,000 subscribers, I could put a reel out that, you know, most of my stuff's all car related, right? But it could be a video I think's gonna do great, and it'll get like 2,000 views, right? And then the video that you put no effort into, and you just happen to have your phone out videoing, or you know, that kind of scenario, right, is the one that pops off, right?
Yeah, I mean, I felt the exact same way when I did the surprise video for Dad. I was like, that was all legit, not staged. That was completely raw. I mean, a little bit of editing, but that was like, I didn't stage that or anything.
Yeah.
And we got like 900 views. And I'm like, that should have got at least a couple thousand. That's my dad.
For sure. When I saw that video, I thought for sure it was going to pop off. But yeah, I mean, you can't, there's no explanation, right? And like I said, it's always the ones you put the most money into, the most time into. Like you bought the tickets to the race and the flights and all that stuff. And you're like, wow, I just spent thousands and thousands of dollars, you know, not just to make a video. Of course, you wanted to do it with your dad, right?
Of course.
But you're like, oh, I'm going to make a video of it. That'd be great. You know, it'll pop off. Hopefully it'll help me get some subscribers. And you're like, wow.
You know, I have found that through this whole process, the subscribers are like cool check marks. They're people that are getting involved with you, and every little person that is coming right now is like, wow, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I would think that as you get bigger and you get so many more subscribers, it just gets harder to be like, oh, I just got there's 500 more people that are watching my stuff. You know, I feel like you lose a little bit of the personalization with it.
Oh yeah, 100%. You know, because whenever that one video I posted did pop off and they were just rolling in, it was kind of like, you know, you eventually get used to it.
Right.
So like when I have the slow weeks and I only go up like 500 subscribers, I'm like, dang, what, you know, it's slowing down.
So did you, when that video hit and you started getting all these views, were you pumping out video content at that same time that was like what you did probably at the beginning of this year when you were doing videos, or did you just let that reel ride?
I did not post much, right?
So
and I wasn't a consistent poster anyways. So at that time, my buddy who lit the car on fire is Houston Crosta, and I was doing a lot of filming with him on his channel. I was his co-host, and we did a trip to Sweden. We were doing trips to Cali all the time, just having fun, right? And so I was not posting much on my channel. I just happened to be videoing that, and I was like, I mean, I got to post it somewhere, right? We posted a different version on his channel, and to this day, he still is so upset because it got like 50,000 views.
So his version got 50 and you got 55.
His version got 50,000.
50,000 views.
My version got 60 million views.
Man, I'm surprised you didn't like, hey, I'm gonna have to charge you for that video.
Oh yeah, you know, well, shorts don't pay anything on YouTube hardly anyways, so it didn't, you know.
It didn't really do anything there.
No.
No, I had a train of thought, and I was getting at, I wonder if you would have capitalized when that, oh, here we go again, guys. We're at the garage, and somebody's flying by with another exotic
Yeah, I heard
car.
that. I wonder what that was.
It's hard to tell with the headphones.
Yeah, with the headphones it is.
It's a total guessing game. But anyways, I was getting at the point, do you think if you would have pumped out videos at the same time of that your views would have probably skyrocketed on your, you know, longer form videos?
100%. That was a big mistake. Yeah, I should have, as soon as that started popping off, is when I should have focused rather than, ended up not filming as much with Houston. He had a lot of things in business. He was, he owns many businesses, right? YouTube is like his fun, outlet, right? So he got very busy with his work. And whenever I was filming with him, I was constantly traveling to Vegas. So when I wasn't traveling as much, I should have been filming my own videos here and really focusing my time on that. But honestly, at the time though, because I was there all the time, I didn't even have a car at the time. I had a Corvette Z06 at the time. So I had sold that. I was gone all the time.
We're going to pause for just 1 second because we have this car sitting idle in the background.
Yeah.
So we're going to pause for a second. So we're playing with our neighbor that's literally like right here behind this wall. And they're sitting there idle with their, I think he got a new, what did he get?
He's got a couple cars. I think that's the Ferrari. That's the Ferrari.
As he's being louder with it?
Yeah. Well, I told him he was being too quiet. So he's, doing what he's told.
You should tell him if it's not redlining, it's not loud enough.
Yeah, no kidding. But that car is super badass. Maybe we'll put it on your channel one day. The 430 Scud.
That's pretty cool.
Super sick car.
I'm more of a Nissan guy though,
Yeah, I know. For all you JDM guys out there, this is your man.
I've been a
I
ricer.
stick to my supercars.
I'll be a ricer till I die. And hey, my ricer can keep up.
You did dip into some other things there for a little bit.
I did, and
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. It was fun.
Yeah.
I mean,
because what was your Mercedes was like 900 wheel horsepower or something? He had an
a little
AMG
less.
GTR before his Nissan GTR.
So that's a good topic to talk about. Let's talk about our cars. Your first car, I could probably name it. Let's hear it.
My first ever
Your first vehicle.
or first sports car?
No, we're gonna go from the top of the cars that we've had.
Okay. I know the
First-
year and everything.
First of all, how old are you?
right now I'm 26.
And I'm 28, and we're gonna talk about how many cars.
I
we've
couldn't
had.
even list them. There's no way.
Yes, you got it. You got this.
There's no way. I could tell you the first car, but I don't think I could go through the whole list.
We got it. You have to be able to. We can do this. All right, your first car, go.
All right, the first one in high school, it was a 2007 single cab Chevy Silverado, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm the."
And it was a
shit."
family. It was originally one of the NCS trucks, right?
Yeah.
So that was his first. My first was my dad put away a Ford F-250, super badass truck. Put it away, ran it to 100,000 miles, was a diesel, and then for my 16th birthday, he gifted it to me. So that was the first.
Yep.
What's your number?
Until you ran over somebody's car with it.
Listen, I ran over to plenty of people's cars with that
He
thing.
monster trucked that truck.
So never really have had any altercations on the roadway, knock on wood, But in the parking lot, it's a different story. I wasn't quite quick enough unfolding my mirrors, and I drove over the front of one of my good friend's cars. Her name is Kayla. She still probably follows my channel and says hello from time to time, so I'm still sorry about that day I ran over your car. If you ever watch this, I'm really sorry.
It happens though in first cars.
I'll buy you dinner.
Yeah, it happens in first cars. I thought I was gonna be super cool one day in my first truck and like drift around this turn, right? And it was like raining outside. Those trucks are too light in the back, and I wasn't as cool as I thought I was.
So your second vehicle.
Oh man, see, I'm already struggling.
Well, you
I think it was a Ford F-150. I think
I thought you also had a white F-150.
I did. Yeah.
That was an NCS truck.
Yeah, it was.
Because that's what I remember.
Yeah.
With gray interior.
Yes.
Cloth.
No.
Was it leather?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really remember. I couldn't remember all the details.
So, yeah.
My JDM people, my second car was a Subaru WRX STI that I convinced my dad that it was not a sports car.
And that car was so sick.
It was fun. And I believe this man learned how to drive a manual in that car after
I did.
stalling it like 20 times out of his driveway.
Yeah, I had to destroy your clutch first. But that car was badass. And it's a Subi, guys. And we were in high school, so he took care of it. But we also really
We ran it hard. I
Ran
blew
it
a motor.
hard. Yeah.
I blew a motor drifting at the beach on spring break.
Yeah, we used to go to the beach all the time and drift through the sand and
Keep it
was
redlined.
sick.
I would just, and then finally on the way home, all the turbos blew up and it just white smoke the whole way home. I was like, oh, I screwed this thing up.
Yeah, that's what warranty's for, though.
But thank God they warranty
Thank
that.
you, Subaru. We appreciate you paying for our our negligence.
Yep, and just so you know, that thing was Cobb tuned too. So after that tune issue, I was like, I better be careful, and they ended up warranting it. So thank you, Subaru. Yet again, one love. I think that's what they say. So that was car number 2 for me. Your 2 was your F-150, and I think after that, when did the Roush come in?
Oh man,
The maroon convertible.
Okay, so I can
Roush.
tell you this. The third car was my first sports car. I bought a 1998 Chevy Corvette C5.
C5.
And it lasted, I think it was 2 months. And I was not the one that crashed it, okay? One of my friends was driving it, and he actually rolled the car in my neighborhood.
With, might I add, some of our close friends today.
Yeah, she was in the car. Luckily, everybody was okay. That was a scary night, but everybody walked away after a visit to the hospital, and yeah, that was sad. That car, you know, every now and then it's at a junkyard in Alvin, and every now and then I'll drive past there, and they still have it sitting up on top of this like pedestal. I'm just like, damn, there she is.
We should probably see what they want for that and just do something crazy with it.
Dude, it's destroyed.
It's crazy because we're talking like a C5 that he lent to his buddy to go like pick up pizza.
Yeah.
And his buddy hit a little divot in the road because in this neighborhood.
He came around a turn too fast.
But that road also
and overcorrected. No, so when he spun around, right? And when you go off the road, there's no curbs, right? So he goes off the road and catches the dirt and rolls the car, and then the car's just leaning up sideways against the tree.
So it didn't actually like tumble.
No. It was like it was probably the best way to roll a car, you know? But
So-
she was ejected from the car.
And was fine. Not even
And
a
was
broken
fine.
bone, right?
She got lucky. So actually, the tree roots were coming off the tree, and there was like a big, I don't know why I can't describe it, but the car landed on top of the tree root, right? And she was next to it, like in this divot in the ground. So it would have crushed her, but since she was in that divot, the car, like none of the weight of the car got on top of her.
That's a blessing
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
Wow. So that was car number 3.
Yeah.
Totaled
But
not by you.
destroyed.
by a friend, and we know who you are. We still know who you are.
Nah, he's a great guy. You know,
Oh, yeah.
accidents happen. Like I am big on the whole thing, guys, that it's just a car, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like if you took the Ferrari out tonight and just absolutely trashed it, you know, it sucks, right? Because I love it, but it's just a car, you know?
It's replaceable.
Yeah.
Your life is not.
Like, yeah, 100%.
So, what did I have to think of my current car. I sold the Subaru. What did I get? I don't remember. I got to think.
After the Subaru, didn't you go buy that Jeep?
Yes. I traded it in for a Wrangler 2-door right before I went to college.
Yeah.
I set it all up, went to school. I turned around and traded it in for a Ford Focus ST. Not even an
ST.
RS.
Yeah, you had the Jeep for like a couple months or something like that.
Yeah, and then it
He
kind of...
thought he was a Jeeper, guys. Sorry for the Jeepers if you're watching. You know, he tried to be one of you. You know, he just did one too many Jeep waves and he had enough.
I enjoyed it all summer, actually. I mean,
Well, it's a great summer car.
we went to the beach. I made it to go topless day in it. I went cheap and put a cheap lift on it and all that good stuff. But it was fun while it
Well, that's
lasted.
what you do when you're young. You
Right.
know?
You know, you can't really pay
Cheap
for the
out,
expensive
dude.
stuff.
It
You just
looked
make
it looked cool.
It did.
That's all that
It was
mattered.
fun. It was like a military battleship gray.
Yeah.
You remember it?
Oh, yeah,
I think
yeah.
at the time we were working at pole position together.
Probably. Yeah, we worked at the go-kart track. I totally forgot about that.
Oh yeah, we used to work at a go-kart track and it was fun.
That was
actually
a great job.
What do we get paid? Like $10 an hour?
Something dumb. Yeah, I
12.
don't even know how we like paid for mods on our cars. It was so dumb.
Well, we didn't have kids to feed, families, homes.
Yeah,
bills.
yeah. When you don't have rent or a mortgage, oh my gosh, life is a breeze.
Well, car payment, mortgage, all that. You know, when your parents are helping.
It
you,
adds
you
up,
get-
man. I look at what we spend every month. My wife's sitting over there, guys. So when I say we and point at her, that's why.
Yeah, if you hear any weird noises in the background, she can be a little crazy.
She's over there watching TikToks, trying to be low key, lounging in her chair.
giggling. Yeah, we always like to have guests too here watching because it's kind of fun. It's a fun environment. So, where were we though?
Talking about our cars.
Oh, Jeep for the RS. I'm just going to rapid fire this. RS to another Subi that was a knockoff STI that was actually a flood car.
Yeah, but it had like 700 horsepower or something, didn't it?
Yeah, it was crazy, but it was like falling apart.
Yeah.
It left me dead on the side of the road twice, and I traded that in for a 2015 Track Pack 5.0.
Okay.
Red. Traded the 5.0
I owned that car after you, actually.
Yes, you did.
I forgot. Yeah.
You bought that car.
I did.
From the same, because I traded it in for a Honda Accord.
Yeah, you thought you were gonna be like responsible for a while. Everybody goes through that phase, though. Like,
Right.
you think, oh, these cars are unreasonable, and your parents get to you. They get in your head, right?
Yeah, you don't need that sports
You
car.
don't need that.
Get
You
something. Well,
They
they actually didn't tell me anything. I just was like, I'm driving 35 minutes one way to work every day. I need something that gets like 25, 35 miles to a gallon. So I got a Honda Accord, loaded. It was like driving a spaceship. I loved it. I think I kept it for 2 months.
If that. I mean, me and you are the worst about that, though. I kept that Raptor I had for 2 weeks.
I traded it in
On what?
for a C7 Z06.
Was that what you? No. That was the Jetta.
No, I traded in the C7 Z06 to get the Jetta. See?
That's the craziest trade of all.
But
That
I
one
took
was
the
wild.
Honda Accord. I was like, you know what? I need something. I'm gonna go all out, and I bought a awesome track pack, carbon ceramic brakes.
They had it all.
Nasty C7Z. Loved that thing.
Still probably the best car you can buy for the money.
Oh,
Right.
arguably, definitely. Like there's
Without a doubt, right? Because like the GTR is what, 150, something
yeah.
like that. The
130 to
Ferrari was
150.
250. Like the Ferrari is not 5 times or 4 times better than the Z06 was. It's
no,
not.
You're gonna pay for a name.
100%.
You know, I think that the reason why I got my GTR the way I got it was they hold their value pretty strong. So I was looking at ones that are like as we hear a Ferrari in the background. Dang it. Ella, that's our friend Ellison, and he's letting it rip, I guess, in the garage today. But the GTRs, you're talking 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 20, 30,000 miles. I mean, we had a buddy that had it loaded, and he still wanted 80K.
Yeah.
And it had like 30,000 miles? Or 20?
Yeah. 30,000, I think.
30,000 miles. Still wanted 80 for it, and it was at least.
And he got it. A dealer gave him 80 grand for it.
Right. So if I could buy a brand new one, MSRP like 125 or 127 or something like that, why not do that?
100%.
When they, on the lot, had a similar car that was 3 years older with 15,000 miles, and they're asking 115.
Exactly. Yeah. It didn't make any sense to go buy a used one, right?
Even though I did mod it, sorry Nissan, I had to have my mods. So I know you won't be warranting anything. Oops.
Hopefully the motor doesn't blow on that one. It'll be a little more expensive than a Subi.
I kept the Z for a little while, loved it, but it was a manual and I got tired of commuting with it. So I traded it in for a Volkswagen Passat.
Jetta.
Passat.
Was it a Passat?
It was a Passat.
It looked cool though. It was like that cool gray color.
It was definitely a Passat. And yeah, not.
And then at some point while he had it, he got tired of being seen in it. So he put like double limo tint on all the windows,
And it
that was the craziest trade to date, right?
They were looking at me like, what's wrong with this kid?
I can tell you right now, the people at that dealership saw you come in and make that trade, and they're like, honestly, this is probably a guy that came to his senses. The car was going to get repoed, so he just traded it in on something he could afford. When in reality, that wasn't it.
No, it really wasn't. It was more just, I think my payment on that car was like, my interest rate wasn't bad. It was like 3% or 4% when interest rates were still good. Come on, let's fix that problem. And
yeah, no kidding.
And I'm just like, my payment was like $1,000 something a month. And I was like, no, just doesn't make sense. I'd rather have something that's like $200 or $300 a month that's reliable and can get me to and from work. It's safe. And at the time I was like, I'm trying to build my life, right? I'm at home, living at home with my parents. I'm 21, 22 years old.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let's just save money. And literally like 3 weeks later, I keep the Passat, but then I buy a brand new 1LE Camaro. It's not brand new. It had like 2,000
totally
miles.
forgot about that car too.
The maroon 1LE.
Yeah, you tracked the shit out of it.
Yes, I did. So that was awesome experience. And I ran those two cars for a while. Like that was kind of my setup.
It's always good to have two.
I'd go to car shows in the 1LE, and then I would take that to
For the longest time, I was like, oh, I'll never be able to afford to have 2 cars. One day I'm gonna have to buy a Lambo, and I'm gonna have to drive it everywhere I go because I'm never gonna make it in life. And
hey, and some people enjoy doing that. You know,
Yeah.
some people want to use their stuff every day. It's like you have the car, why not enjoy it?
100%. And when I had the Lambo before the Ferrari, I drove that thing all the time. I drove it to the grocery store. I mean, literally anywhere. I don't care. It's just a car, you know?
So we had the Camaro, and then after the Camaro,
Your screen keeps going off, by the way.
it typically will go there, and then it'll go black.
Does it flash all the time?
Yeah, it like moves. It'll
Okay.
go on and then off.
Yeah, whatever. As long as you're cool with it.
I mean, I'm not necessarily cool with it. I'd like it to just to stay, but
Also,
I haven't.
come forward a little bit because you're getting a little shady.
I am shady. Real Sam shady. Please stand up. I'll stand up. Okay. Sorry, Mick. Didn't mean to scare you. Anyway, so what was after the Camaro?
I honestly don't know.
What was
it was
sold the Camaro, and I just kept the Passat for a while. I traded in the Passat for the sporty Infinity.
and that thing was a piece of crap.
Oh my gosh.
Guys, this car was modified from the dealership, right?
Brand new.
The dealer came out with their own package, right, to make it cool or whatever, right? So he's like, cool, I'll try it out. You know, some luxury and, comfort, you know what I mean? Luxury and comfort. Some speed and comfort rather than
Luxury
just comfort. I'm so dumb. So he got that car. Tell him about your experience.
So, picked it up, left the dealership, and it like shut off. Brought it back. A week later, they put me in a QX9, the big SUV that
Oh, yeah.
huge, like bubble. Actually, really nice. I really liked it, but I mean, not really.
But you're not a soccer mom.
Right. Not yet, at least. But, anyways, and if you are a soccer mom, I am so proud of you because you got your hands full. So you drive whatever you need to.
Except a minivan. Those are off limits.
Yeah, we
They got
gotta be careful.
Suburbans and Infinity, whatevers they are for a reason.
But he doesn't like minivans. I like minivans. But no Priuses. No Priuses. Okay, sorry, I just had to get that out there.
Yeah, no. We got to cover all the regular cars too,
Well-
let people know what the rules are, right?
Yeah, just stay away from the Prius. Unless you got a really good reason to use one, then I'll back you up. But you got to literally, in the comments, tell me why you drive a Prius. Oh, everybody's calling me. Sorry, life of the trash man. So, where were we? We got the...
You had the Infinity, and what was after that?
I literally left back and forth 5 different times. I had the loaner car for over a month. Finally got it. It's running great. Get to work one night, and I come home at like 3 o'clock in the morning. On my way home, the car slams on the brakes in the middle of the freeway, thinking I'm going to hit something. The sensors... Excuse my language. You have to bleep that. Beep. So... beep, beep. So I literally drove it back, and I said, if you don't put me in something else that's of equivalent value, then I'm lemon lawing this and I want my money back. Well, then the F-150 2020 King Ranch came to life.
Oh, was that the truck after that?
That was the truck.
Okay, that's the
And
one that started
ladies
the
and
business.
gentlemen, to this day, I still have ownership of that truck.
Yeah.
My operations manager, actually, that is his truck. And then from there, I have just added on. I have not really bought and traded trucks. Everything that I've gotten, I've kept.
Yeah.
The only thing
except for
I've-
one,
Which one?
the F-150, the other F-150. You got rid of that.
Which one?
The one you sold to your dad.
Well, technically, it's still in the family.
No.
Actually, I still pay the note on that truck. It's in my
so
name.
then you still own it.
The F-250 that I drive is actually in his name, but he's actually got the good deal.
Oh,
Because
yeah. That truck is nice.
my F-150 was baller.
Yeah, that
So-
thing was badass.
So I go over there and drive it from occasion. Maybe one day we'll be riding around and we'll take that instead, so you can see my old life. But
Luxury,
man, that thing
massage
has
seats and-
blues.
oh.
Actually, the F-250 has massage seats. That one didn't get equipped with it. They didn't have
No.
the chip.
All
But-
because of the chip?
All because of the chip.
That's sad.
And they only reduced the price for like $500. I'm like, all the features are in the seat. How are you only going to reduce that by $500?
Can you go there for an update or something?
Nope,
No way.
it'll never have it.
That's crazy.
Yep. But really good Ford dealership to check out here in Houston, McCree Ford, and I think he bought a Ford from Chastain.
Yeah, I bought Explorer ST from McCree, and I bought an F-150 from Chastain. Still have those.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. I think that's mixed
Yeah,
whip.
That's her mommy car.
One day, mommy car.
One day, yep.
Hopefully, sometime soon.
Yeah, I know. They're pushing me, guys. They're pushing me.
Run. So we had, and that was kind of what wrapped up. I mean, I bought the AMG GTR. He kind of convinced me, and I loved it
because that car is so sick.
It was an awesome
torque
car.
monster.
You would think it is, but
well, it is.
It wasn't torquey enough for me.
Well, you should have put some like R888s on it.
Yeah.
Really dug in deep with that one.
It's okay. But I'd wanted the Nissan GTR, Paul Walker fan over here, JDM, love you guys, since I was a little kid. And I think I'm going to be keeping the GTR for a while. We'll see, unless...
You're not selling that car ever at this point. I mean, like, that's been the car you've talked about since we were in high school.
Probably not. But if I can make it big, I do have a 750S spec that I really want to buy. I know, I switched back to McLaren. Surprise.
What spec?
I built a whole spec one night, just chilling at home, and I was like, if I get one, this is what I want. Here, I'll show you.
I'm selling one right now, just so you know.
For who?
It's a buddy of mine that has one, and it's a super sick spec, okay? Carbon hood, it's a Spider, it's got the Senna seats.
This one doesn't, but this was my spec that I built.
All right, let's see this.
I don't know if it has all the details of it.
Okay, so you got the carbon. What's the black back bumper?
It's all carbon.
Oh, it's a full carbon rear bumper?
Full
carbon. It doesn't really like flow though.
I mean, there's little carbon touches throughout, but I don't remember what I did with the interior, but...
Interior looks to have P1 seats, and those are terribly uncomfortable, just letting you know.
Okay.
And not hating on your spec, because it looks sick, right? I love the gray with orange, right? But Senna seats, okay? Also carbon buckets.
I wonder how much that bill's going to be.
Oh, you know, everything I say is always expensive, right? That's what I'm best at in life, is costing people money, okay?
Great.
And, no, the Senna seats, here you go, are super ridiculous. Like, ridiculous. Well, and you can get the big ones, right? Like, me and you are big people. What are you, like 6 foot? I'm 6'1.5" or something like that. You know, got to get my half in there.
And we're a good 200, 220, 230 pounds.
Yeah, something like that. So, like, the P1 seats, I don't even fit in, right? So, my P1, my McLaren P1 experience in life, guys, was terrible. That's everybody's favorite hypercar, yeah, blah, blah, you know. Terrible. Would never buy one. Worst $2 million you can spend.
If you can't fit, I don't see why you would want it.
Yeah, 100%.
But I don't know if we can see right behind Luke, but that is his car.
Oh, 100%.
Which one?
Koenigsegg, bro.
If you could have any Koenigsegg.
If I could have any Koenigsegg, it'd be an Agera RS. And I go very back and forth because there's not very many of those cars. Like, there are probably 20-something of them.
What's on your shirt?
So this is actually some merch that Houston and I made for his channel. And that is a Koenigsegg, Agera, right? And then this is the name of his business, Royalty Exotic Cars.
Can we rent that Agera?
No.
And he's had some pretty crazy...
Actually, anything's available for rent. If you want to pay like $45K a day or something, you can rent it. But, you know, we're talking about like a $3.5 million car.
Sure.
You know? Nobody wants that responsibility.
Yeah, nobody wants to... I mean, personally, I don't want to have to pay $45K.
No. There's not that many people who can afford to pay that to rent a car for a day.
Yeah, Mr. Beast, Floyd
Mayweather. So he actually lives next door to my buddy. Okay.
Oh boy.
And that guy saw the Koenigsegg outside one day and was like, damn. He used to have one. He used to have a CCX called the Trevita, which is like this silverish white carbon fiber. Some super special car, but he sold it. But yeah, he was a big Bugatti guy for a while. And right now he's just got a full fleet of black Rolls Royces and Ferraris.
Floyd Mayweather.
Yes, Floyd Mayweather.
Well, I could definitely see the Rolls Royces. They're just very classy.
Oh, yeah. That dude will just cruise around Vegas by himself in his Phantom, just driving himself.
Luke has pushed some family of mine to the limit inside of a older Phantom. Trying to keep up with Lambos. And
we do what we got to do. We do what we got to do, you know? It's a V12.
Yeah.
It was built for it. It wasn't really built for it, but it was, you know? Rolls knew what they were doing.
Built for speed,
That car,
not luxury.
that car did just fine. No issues afterwards. You know, it was frightening when you go to brake. It's a lot of weight behind you, but it was fun.
So, we've talked about cars for a minute. I want to just switch off back to YouTube stuff. So, any young YouTubers out there that are getting a start, and I'm not even that young, and I'm getting maybe a little late start, but what would be a word of advice that you'd want to give to people that is like, you know, do this, don't do this, or don't do this, but do this?
Oh, man. So, in my position, I just happened to choose like the worst possible field of YouTube to go into, right? Being cars. Because, you know, there's YouTubers out there. I have a cousin who's a YouTuber in California, and he goes on like these streaming things and just plays the piano and makes people laugh and does stuff like that. Millions of subscribers,
wow.
Right? And I just happened to choose the one avenue on YouTube that cost the most amount of money. And a very limited number of viewers too, right? You know, we're talking the big dogs will get like 4 or 5 million subscribers, right? For a top dog automotive YouTuber, right? So pick your field wisely, I will say.
Yeah, and I've considered that too. Like, when my videos come out, I don't want to target just a very specific population. You know, I want females, males, entrepreneurs,
Right.
young kids, older kids, college kids, old people. I want all the crowds to be interested, because if you target one crowd, then you're limiting yourself to your viewers and your subscribers.
You're definitely limiting yourself. Now, there's plenty of money to be made in the automotive space, right? You know, 5 million subscribers, you can do just fine in life, right? But I don't think people understand. I don't think people understand.
I talk with a lisp half the time.
Yeah.
So you're okay.
I don't think that they understand like the actual cost that goes into it. Like if you break it down, you know, people tell me that's so cool. You make YouTube videos and you drive a Ferrari and you got a badass garage and stuff like that. But they're not the ones that make the $3,000 car payment or the $1,000 a month lift for the garage or the insurance or, you know, just
or
the editing cost alone.
Oh, I know.
Like you are getting a taste of the editing cost right now.
The cool thing is for me is I've had a chance to build a company.
Right.
Right. And that's, a lot of people don't have that to rely on. So if it wasn't for my marketing budget within my company, it'd be hard to do this.
Right.
But because my sales ability and word of mouth to sell my products, I've had to say, Google and all those guys, I'm not dealing with you anymore. I'm not happy with what you're providing me.
Right.
Ever since I started YouTube, in just these week and a half, I've had more sales on Facebook, Instagram, and just text messaging. Hey, I saw your video. I actually need a dumpster at this location. Could you help me out? There's a sale.
Easy as that.
And
yeah. And that's the key, by the way, to the whole YouTube thing, right? Yeah, YouTube's a really good platform to establish a name for yourself, to, you know, build something bigger, right? But if you're gonna do YouTube and not like come up with something like a product, right? I'll say a product, but for you have a business, you rent dumpsters, right?
Right.
So unless you have
And
something
toilets.
like that, and toilets, right? But
it wasn't originally that.
for somebody like you could just absolutely kill it. Like look at Mr. Beast, for example. We've talked about him a couple times in this video. You know, YouTube, yeah, he makes some money, right? But that guy is making a killing on his candy bars, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's
You have to come up with something that everybody that watches you will buy, right? Because then nobody else is getting a piece of that pie. You know what I mean? That's all you, right? Whereas YouTube, yeah, like I got 60 million views on a video and, you know, what, a couple $1,000 to show for it, right?
Right. It would have been nice if you could have had, because of that 60 million views, you had this special edition flaming car that people could order.
Yeah, anything, right? You can come up, people will buy anything.
Could you imagine
whatever product you can think of?
Think about it. If he could have got them made, bought 1 million of them for 20 cents, and then it was able to sell them for $1.25 a piece, and half of his subscribers or half of your viewers said, you know what, I'm going to buy that. That's cool. That's funny.
Right, yeah.
You know?
Here's a piece of the car we set on fire, guys.
Right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'd make him give legit pieces, so that car would have had to have been destroyed. But you would have been able to pay for that car 10 times over again.
100%. Yeah.
Depending on what you
I can tell you who really wishes that we would have used that video for something for them is that flamethrower company.
Oh.
Dude, you know how many comments are on that video? Oh, where'd you get that flamethrower? Right?
I was curious too.
Yeah. So
Who wants to set on fire a Ferrari F12?
Let's not do that. I don't have all the other cars to back up my fun.
But
right?
we just got it PPF'd.
It would be fun.
It should be.
We could set the car on fire and it'd be 100% fine.
I'm going to go ahead and call the flamethrower company. Give me just a second.
Yeah, see if they'll give us like 20,000 to make a video.
20? I think we should up the stake. 30.
Nah, I'd be good with 20,000.
To replace the PPF when it gets screwed up?
Yeah, because I mean, it won't even probably get screwed up, you know.
I'm still learning to see if I am truly a PPF believer. It is very expensive.
It is, but I'm a full believer, right? Because people a lot of times will pick you out, right? Just because they think this guy's well off, or, you know, maybe it's a jealousy thing, you know, whatever mood the person's in, right? Whatever screwed up mood they're in, right? You know, you could do nothing wrong and some guy will just come up and key your car just because, right? You have PPF, you're going to be just fine.
Yeah, no new paint job.
No. And Ferrari paint's already kind of trash anyways.
Damn, shots at Ferrari.
Yeah, I love y'all Ferrari, but yeah.
That's kind of sad though. I mean, that expensive a car has not good paint, but yeah, well, I really appreciate you hanging out with me this evening, checking out the channel. My main reason for having you here is just to introduce you, have you, you know, you've been in my life for so long. You've allowing me to use some of his cameras here today that are shooting this footage is his. So he's been a huge help for me, and I want to make sure I'm bringing in awareness to his channel, and he'll do the same for me. But also just so you guys can experience what another person that pretty much came from nothing on YouTube has just taken off. And I mean, really about a year or two, you've gotten all these subscribers. So
yeah.
I think it should be a good message to everybody that if you're gonna do it, just do it and just go after it and don't give up on yourself. And I'm not. I even told my videographer, I was like, man, I'm getting a little discouraged. You know, I only got like 3 new subscribers. But you know what? I look at it a different way. I'm like, those are the people that are helping me grow and that are committed. And 100%. Even if it's 3, 5, 10, or 500, I don't care because I'm enjoying what I'm doing. So
right. Just stay consistent and don't fall off.
And that's it.
If you stay consistent, the sky's the limit.
That's it. That's the message to take home. Stay consistent. We love you guys. Hit that subscribe button. Good night.
Peace.